Death Note. That's right, I make movie reviews now. 2 weeks after anyone cares about the movie anymore. Yes, Death Note. Have you seen it? I got a lot of people asking me about the movie, and I have a lot of thoughts about it, so I thought, why not share them with the world? Listen to me, what I have to say. You probably have seen or heard of Death Note. It's a Japanese manga that was made into an anime, and then that was made into I think it was already made to a live action, but here it is again, thanks to Netflix, a live movie adaptation of an anime. Oh boy, I'm sure it will be the greatest film of all time. I'm sure Netflix won't fuck it up at all. Just like they did not at all ruin my favorite manga of all time, Blam. You did not completely butcher that shit. No, not at all. Now I feel ashamed liking Blam because of how goddamn awful the anime is. Thank you, Netflix. Basically, Netflix bought the rights to Death Note because it's not on Crunchyroll. You can only watch it on Netflix legally, and it's probably their most popular anime. I imagine it's the most popular one because whenever someone asks me who doesn't watch anime what anime to watch, I always recommend them Death Note because it's such a classic and it's so easy to get into. So I always recommend that. So it makes sense that it's the most popular one on Netflix, and for them to then make a live movie adaptation of it, if they own the rights for it, it's just gonna bring in more attention to it. And from a business standpoint, I understand it. I just don't understand what the hell they were doing with this goddamn movie. Death Note has suffered enough, if you ask me, okay? All the angsty teenagers that almost ruined Death Notes, they almost ruined Death Note. But I rewatched it not long ago, and it still adds up. It's still an amazing anime. I still would recommend people to watch it, for sure. But if you haven't seen Death Note, let me just explain the plot. It's very simple. It's the story of Yagami Light, my favorite anime character of all time, who discovers this Death Note by chance. And in it, if he writes a person's name while thinking of that person's face, that person will die. So Yagami Light is this genius who life is just too simple for him. He's too smart for people, and he's just bored. So for him to discover something like this, he immediately thinks, okay, well, I'm gonna use this for the greater good of humanity. I'm gonna start killing all the criminals. So you have this extremely intelligent person in charge of something incredibly dangerous, doing what he thinks is the right thing to do. But then you have on the other side this other character named L, which is sort of a contrast of his character. Very quirky, very funny and light, but also extremely intelligent, who is on the side of the law, who thinks, no, what you're doing is wrong, I'm gonna stop you. So you get this sort of cat and mouse chase between the whole series, which is probably one of the best cat and mouse chases I've ever seen. It has some of my favorite moments in any anime ever. And it's just such an interesting concept of what is right and what is wrong. With the film, with this live movie adaptation, they basically said, okay, well, let's take everything that is good out of this anime and remove it. Just get rid of it. I don't want to see anything good in this film. Except Ryuk. Ryuk was cool, but whatever. Apparently, the director of this film received death threats because fans were just so upset about some of the choices in this film. First of all, it's completely Americanized, so there's no Japanese cast, so people already start cultural appropriation! Apparently, Adam Weingard had to delete his Twitter because people were just too mean. Too mean about the choices in this film. At least one person sat down and wrote Adam Weingard in their notebook. Someone tried. Someone must have tried. And I just want to criticize this film. I like some of Adam's previous work. I thought Your Next was really good. So I try to go into this with an open mind, thinking, okay, well, you know what? I want to enjoy this. I want to like this. What's so great about the anime is the two main characters and how they interact with each other. As I explained, Yagami Light, who's this genius, you couldn't have a more perfect character to find this Death Note. He is extremely calculated, nothing gets past this guy. And I bet he has a huge dick as well. When he first discovers the Death Note, he's extremely cautious with it, and he wants to make sure that no one else can find out that he has this, because obviously that would mean huge consequences. So he builds this contraction that holds it in.
You see, once the ink reservoir is inserted, it acts as an insulator, preventing the flow of electricity around the circuit.
When Light finds the Death Note in the live adaptation, you know, you think he's being smart with it as well. But no, he just fucking goes to gym class and reads it in public. And then he shows this to this girl to get laid. No! I say no! Too far. You went too far.
To lie to me. Kenny was a sociopath, and just because he's dead does not make it a tragedy. I just wish I'd seen it. You know, I heard his head spun all the way around.
Oh, actually, his head.
I'm guessing this girl is supposed to be Misa.
You saw it?
This fucking girl, which is probably one of the most annoying characters ever. In the anime, Misa gets thrown into the mix of the story, and she sort of just messes everything up because she's so goddamn annoying. But in the anime, he uses her to further himself. He uses her to get his goal, of becoming this god that he wants to be. Here, in the movie, he uses it to get laid. He does it to get laid. God fucking how. You have probably one of the most interesting characters of all time, and you just reduce him to this fucking pathetic little bitch. Now let me just be clear and spoiler alert here, okay? Yagami Light is gay, okay? Yagami backwards is I'm gay. If you want more proof than that, I don't know what to tell you, but I do have it. So shut up. This is one part in the anime that a lot of people don't seem to understand. They're like, that was weird. What just happened? It's because he's gay, okay?
What are you doing?
It's this part where L massages his feet.
I thought I might help you out. You were busy wiping yourself off anyway.
How does Hollywood make a gay character straight? I thought they were supposed to be progressive. I always read it as you have the character Yagami Light, who he's a sociopath. He only loves himself, but he has at least a character L that he sees as his equal, someone on his level, and that's the only person that he could at least, other than himself, care about. That's how I saw it, at least, and that's how I saw the relationship. Later on, they introduced L in the movie, and it's probably the character that is the closest to the actual anime. He's this quirky character. He eats the sweets all the time. He sits in a real weird way. He's just a weird character. And he is that way because he's supposed to be the contrast of Yagami, who is this really calculated, composed, always keep it cool character. But I guess that doesn't matter. I don't know why they just fucking whatever. When Ellie's introduced in the anime very early, he does something so smart and so clever that you're like, whoa. This guy is actually for real, you know? This is actually a true rival to Yagami Light. Here in the movie, you really just get, oh, he did something really smart. Here he is. It's the epitome of show, don't tell. They just went with the easier option. So Yagami and his gay little girlfriend they just start killing people together. She's the one really pushing for it. It's really lame. I don't understand it. But yeah, they keep killing all the criminals, yada yada yada. Super lame. Ruined my life. And yeah, no, they have computer science class and they're like, hey, let's go to 4chan and look up people to kill.
Rapists, pedophiles, human trafficking.
And then they introduced the only sort of interesting concept of the film, which is, can we really kill people just based off rumors? Which is, of course, never explored again, so it doesn't really matter. But in the anime, you have this amazing concept of, is it two people wanting justice, L and Kira. They both want justice, but they have different ideas of how that looks like, so they go against each other. I mean, that's brilliant. There's also the concept of, if Yagami Light, he thinks he's doing good, but it's actually evil. It's actually pretty messed up. And by the end of it, you think, okay, well, is he a bad character? Is he a bad person? Or did the Death Note turn him into a bad person? Are bad people inherently bad people? Or do they become bad people when things affect them? Is that explored in the film? No, it isn't. It's basically reduced to,
Oh, let's go to 4chan and look at bad people. Let's kill them. No, we can't do that. You crazy bitch.
Whatever, you're not getting my pussy. But you know, at least in the movie, you get to see the head explodes, really splooshy heads. Everyone's head is just made of gelatin, apparently. I don't even know if I can show it, but everyone who dies basically is just made of rubber. They're made of gelatin. So that's pretty cool. We also get the funny face reactions. I mean, look at this fine piece of acting right here. In the actor's defense, I sort of understand what he's going for. Yagami Light always has these strange looking faces. There's some stills from the anime that are just like, what the fuck? What happened here? But that's the thing, because Yagami is his character and he's always composed, no matter what, you know, even if he's discovered, even if he's at the brink of, you know, losing everything, he's always composed. So when he breaks character, it's a big deal and you're like, whoa, and he makes these crazy looking faces. So I understand that he's trying to make funny faces based on like the anime, but it just like, dude, that's not why.
What's up, Troubler Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's.
But people are just hating on him so much for making these faces. I get it. I don't think he was that bad, to be honest. I don't know. Out of all the bad things out of the movie, I don't think he's the worst. There's even a chase scene in the film. I'm not kidding. There's a chase scene. Why is there a chase scene, Hollywood? You have these two smartest people in it, and they have a conflict. What do? They chase each other. My camera stopped working. Here I am, a day later, and I'm gonna try and finish this video. The point I was making was the chase. L and Light are two intellectuals. In the anime, they know who each other are, and it's all about outwitting each other. It's all about who can be the first one to outwit the other and expose him. They are both perfectly aware of each other and what they are. But seemingly everyone else doesn't really understand what's going on. But these guys are just on another level. But then you have them on a goddamn chasey. It's so stupid. That's the only way I can express it, to scream. Why did you have to murder these characters? I don't understand. Make a remake. Fine, but make it of something else, god damn it. You ruined Blam for me. You ruined one of my favorite mangas, Netflix. I can barely look at it now. Everyone's like, oh, I watched that favorite manga that you have, Blam. It was shit. Yeah, of course it was shit, because Netflix made it shit. This is not my fault. Go watch Death Note. It's an amazing anime. You'll love it. I think it's, no matter what age you are or who you are, it's a classic. And if you need any more anime recommendation, I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. Just write a comment. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. It's very different, but I like to do different things, so let me know if it works out. And Squad fam out.